All right, welcome back to BibleCraft Season 2, Episode 3. I have my phone volume on. Oopsies, turn that down. Tonight we got me, we got Nolan, who just died to a zombie, and then we got Joe running around somewhere in the distance there. Yeah, and we're just back for the next episode. So I hope you guys are all having a good week. We're not really sure if Ben's hopping on or not. I think he might have had some family stuff come up. So it might just be the three of us again. Where is Joe at? Joe, I don't even know where you're living right now. Are you still in the spot that I saw you, like, first episode?
Yeah.
Very cool. Let me run over here and check out your spot. For anyone who doesn't know what BibleCraft is, because I realized I should probably say this every episode, since we're live, and so it's not like an episodic thing that people always watch every episode. BibleCraft is basically we get on and we play Minecraft and talk about theology. And so we usually have some preset topics. We usually get very off track. And if anyone has any questions or suggestions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Isaac, I know I saw you were in here a minute ago. I think Emmaus was playing against your school today for soccer. I don't know how the game went, but thought that was funny when I saw that pop up on Instagram earlier. I did a little giggle in my office. Joe, is this your little farm down here with like the cows and the wheat and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Very cute. All right.
Very pastoral.
Very demure.
Very mindful.
Very mindful. I hate that meme.
So
Let's swim back over here. I do like. I was just showing one of my coworkers today on my laptop that I used to stream on, but now it's basically just my portable laptop. So I have it at work for a second screen and stuff. And I was just showing one of my coworkers today our old BibleCraft Season 1 world, because we were just talking Minecraft stuff. And I was like, why is it so ugly? And then I remembered that I usually play with like shaders and other lighting effects and texture packs and stuff. Like I think I actually have shaders on right now. Do I? Shaders, yeah, I do. And I was like, oh, that would explain why it looks so ugly on my laptop, because I'm not used to it not having all these other things on it. I got some apple cider. It's my drink of choice for the evening. I forgot that apple cider was back out until Janessa asked me if I want juicer cider this week. So, oh, that's right. How is Joe doing today?
I am exhausted.
What are your usual work hours? I'm trying to remember.
Like 7 to 3 or 7 to 4, but really it's whenever we get the work done.
Yeah.
So we didn't get out of there today until like 4:30, and we got there at like 7. So
Yikes.
Joe
That's
is
rough.
low vibes today.
Hey, that's fair. I was gonna say, I feel like that's pretty much. I feel like today will be a fairly low vibe, low energy stream.
It's gonna be low energy on my end. I have worked all day. Today was budget day, so I had to get my budget into my elders today. One of the things they don't tell you you're gonna have to do in ministry: write a lot of budgets.
Business.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it's not my strong suit, but I had to ask for a higher budget for youth group this year since we're doing a mission trip, which we didn't do this year.
Yeah, and missions trips cost a lot of money, even beyond what you charge and have students raise. How are you doing that? Are you doing fundraising, or are you just saying you got to pay for it?
We're gonna ask church for an offering.
Nice.
Before we go, but as part of that, and even just as part of like our wider mission trip programming, and even just as part of our mission trip programming, we try to get kids. So like we don't want our students to ever pay more than like $100 for mission trips.
Yeah.
And so what is the difference is we have a little bit of money in the budget like allowed, so we can contribute to students' trip fees. But the place we're looking at charges like a real small like volunteer fee. So if you're volunteering, you pay a small fee to volunteer there, and I think that's just an
stuff. Probably as well.
Yeah, I mean it's at a camp, so it covers like their food, room, and board and stuff. Oh my gosh.
You dying again? What? Where are you that you're just dying over and over again?
And just outside, dude. I don't want to like go. I don't want us to sleep though, because I have to get down into the mines. And if
Oh yeah. Oh, a creeper just jump scared me. I didn't even know it was there.
creepers are bad in this version of the game,
because you don't have shields, and they're there's a zombie villager over here. I don't remember what you can do with zombie villagers in this version. I know you can cure them, but I don't know how good.
Same way you
villager
usually
trading,
cure them.
But I don't remember how good villager trading was at this point.
Villager trading worked similarly. There was less that you could do.
Yeah. There goes planks. Okay. I'm working on making books so I can finish our enchanting area that we started last week. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I've been up to this week for work stuff. Like, I know I did stuff, but I can't even really remember what all I've done this week. I got my message ready for tomorrow night for youth group. And then I start working on my lessons for, I'm speaking at my camp staff retreat next month, which means I need to have 4 lessons ready, and currently I have 1. And so that's what I started working on today.
But whenever I have to speak, I'm not going to say this. I know guys who, when they speak for like camp retreats and stuff, they will, a lot of times, honestly, just go for a structure of Sorry, I'm in the middle of trying to find. I'm trying to find where I died. It's very confusing.
Very confusing, not very demure.
Oh, I hate that meme. It's not funny.
It's really not.
It really isn't.
And usually it's just annoying people who repeat it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, annoying people like Bowder.
Yep, pretty much. I'll own that. I repeat it because I think it's funny to annoy people with it.
That is fair.
If I could find where I died, that would be so nice.
I don't even know where you were when you died, so I can't even help you with that process.
I was down in the caves, but I was a little deeper in. Oh my gosh.
You gonna die?
Skeletons are also very annoying in this update.
Yeah. They have aimbot at this point. What was I gonna do? Oh, sand. That's what I'm looking for here.
There's sand over by my house.
Yeah, I need to go harvest up some sand. I like that at this point, to enchant, you didn't have to have lapis. Very mindful, very demure-y.
I'm literally going to lose my mind.
Oh, I just got unbreaking on my sword.
Hey, you still need that.
And then I got prop protection on my helmet, prop protection on my chest plate, blast protection on my leggings, and unbreaking on my boots. Unbreaking
I
on my
can't survive
axe.
long enough to get to level 30.
Unbreaking on my axe. Okay.
It's because you're bad at the game, Nolan.
Very true, very demure.
I'm not used to this version of the game. Usually I have no problem with that.
No, I know. I was gonna say, I basically just threw a bunch of level 1s on my stuff. That way I can go and mine up for a little bit of sand. Cause I'm working on my sandstone little stuffs again. My sandstone paths around my area. Time to remember how to sail a boat in this version of Minecraft. Very slowly. What did I
Very
just
demure.
Very demure.
Oh, I'm going to leave the call.
Perfect. Nolan repellent. There's a creeper swimming after me.
It's so unfunny, and I just know that specifically my female friends are going to pick up on it.
Oh, they are definitely already have.
Oh, they already have.
But think it's funny.
Yikes. Big yikers. But anyway, so getting back, we can start working towards our topic for the night.
Stop doing that.
How do I get out of? Okay. Oh no, I forgot that boats like fly away when you hop out of them, because you do collision to them. That's so terrible. Okay. Well, time to mine up a bunch of sand. So tonight we're gonna kind of start looking at Job 38 a little bit, as we've been teasing.
I found where I died and my stuff despawned.
Oh no,
That's depression.
that's rough. Especially, I guess, okay, because if you're in the caves like straight down, you're technically still in the same chunk looking for it.
I had 2 stacks, and I had 2 stacks of coal.
Oh, and coal's so hard to find too.
Like a stack of iron ore, and I had all of my stone bricks that I just smelted.
Why did you keep those on you, brother?
Because I just needed coal, so I went down here purely for coal.
Oh.
And then I got jump scared by a creeper, which threw me into lava, and when I climbed out, a zombie was waiting to get the one tap on me.
That's very, very demure. Good riddance.
Hi, Nolan.
All right, Joe. Solo commentary. Oh, he's straight up left the call. He'll be back. He loves us too much. Now I gotta wait for him to come. There he is. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm over it.
Very.
Oh my gosh.
Very Nolan. Very Captain Crunch.
Oh, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm also... Oh my gosh, I'm literally...
Isaac Dean just said in the chat, that was not very demure of him. Good one.
Isaac Dean got jokes.
He does.
Alright, I
so
have no food, dude. I'm at like what? I'm at half a hunger point and trying to get out of the mines alive.
How do you always end up like without any hunger? I see your castle in the distance though. No, what are you talking about youth group tomorrow?
Oh! Youth group tomorrow?
Yeah.
We're actually doing, so we've been talking about testimonies.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're doing a testimony workshop at youth group tomorrow.
Nice.
So we're working through the 4 points of the gospel, creation, fall, redemption, restoration.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically we're talking about how to share your testimony using that format.
Nice.
And in a way where people can hear and understand the gospel from your story.
Yeah.
And I think it'll go well. I do have a covert goal for my students in it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't told them, but the secret goal is that I want some of them to realize that they don't have a testimony.
Ooh. Got him.
Because I know that there are kids in our church who are only believers because their parents are.
Yep.
And as we all know, that's not real faith. That's nominal faith. That's my parents are saved, ergo I must be saved kind of faith.
Yeah, which
And
is not the truth.
you get that in every church, and I'm I'm just not naive enough to think that I'm not naive enough to think that all of my youth group kids are believers.
Mm-hmm. This is wisdom.
And the way that I told my youth group kids when I was talking with them about it was I was like, if you tell, because we were talking about attendance and like getting friends to come to youth group, and I was like, here I even like preface it by saying, here's the thing. I want you guys to bring your friends to youth group. And I know that when I ask you guys to bring your friends to youth group, 99% of you are going to say, I can't. All my friends are already Christians. And then I was like, because I've legitimately heard them say that. I've been like, I was like, hey man, why aren't you sharing the gospel? Oh, all my friends are already Christians. And it's like, I've met your friends. I know for a 100% verifiable fact that they are not.
Yeah.
And so that was even one thing I said when I was talking about like attendance. I was like, don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to me about your friends being Christians, but more importantly, don't lie to yourself. Because it's more than just like, I'm too scared to share the gospel. It's like there's actual like eternal stakes.
Yes. Hi, Joe. How are my chests looking?
Nice. I'm just seeing how far along you are.
Oh, Joe, you want to come look at our portal. Come look at our portal.
What portal?
So we ended off last week, me and Nolan, by building a nether portal. And so one of my things is I'm going to work on getting blocks in the nether to like make this like corrupted. But we have the best portal spawn I've ever seen. It's crazy.
Oh my.
Crazy stuff.
That's wild.
Like best portal spawn, especially compared to Twister Survival.
Yeah, dude.
When I started spawn in the middle of a modded nether. But no,
Yeah,
this
Yeah, because
is,
if you spawn like the worst nether
amazing.
biome too.
I spawned over the void with a bunch of ghasts nearby. Yeah, it's
Oh
a
my
maze though, so we're
gosh.
gonna have to torch it up. But wait, did I think this is how.
Oh no,
Yeah, there's the chest.
my
Okay,
pickaxe broke.
borked. You borked it.
Well, also my diamond pickaxe is one of the ones that despawned, so that's really
Oh,
annoying.
Spain.
Bowder, do you have mod powers?
Yes.
I know we're trying not to use them this season, but can I pay you for a TP out of this cave?
Pay me with what?
Iron? I don't have any diamonds.
Venmo me $5. No, I'm kidding. Could you imagine? Welcome back. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I
I
was
meant negative hunger. Like taking damage from how low I am.
Gosh, crazy. I was actually just looking at the exact method that you're talking about for telling your stories today while writing my first lesson for the camp staff retreat, because that's kind of basically my goal through the weekend is talking about. First night is who am I? Like, why am I here? And so using Jeff Vanderstelt's method that, telling the gospel with your story. So kind of like what you're talking about. And then going from there. Oh, I just broke my shovel. Into...
Oh, don't tell me I had all of my gold on me too. That would be awful.
Probably did.
No, I didn't have my gold away.
Oh, that's good. And then going from, here's what the gospel is and here's what it means for, like, in my life. Then going from morning 2, we're talking about, what do you have to leave behind in order to follow Christ? Talking about how when Jesus called his disciples, they all had to leave their nets behind in order to follow him, which meant they left everything they had. They left their way of life, like, so that they could more fully follow Christ. And then from there on, Saturday nights, like the end of the week, or at the end of the weekend, I mean.
Why do I hear blocks placing near me?
Where are you?
I hear blocks placing like right near me.
Is it because you're in your house and Joe's building into the thing there? Oh, yeah, I just saw Joe pop up.
Yeah, I was just trying to get back up to the top here to get back to my base.
And then Saturday night, I'm talking about that, Christians need Jesus too, and specifically putting it as like camp staff, because people think of camp staff as, oh, they work at camp, they must be Christians. And how the gospel isn't just for the lost, the gospel is power for the saved as well. I'm kind of hitting it from that angle, and then also talking about you don't have to be ashamed if you aren't a Christian yet. No one's going to judge you or laugh at you if you become a Christian this weekend. Because I feel like that's a really big misconception for a lot of people who haven't accepted Christ yet is, oh, it's too late for me to do that. Like, everyone's going to judge me and laugh. And it's like, no. If people are truly believers, they want you to accept Jesus regardless of how long you've been going to church. And so they'll celebrate. And so kind of talking about that. And then Sunday morning, it'll be, so what now? Like, what do we do about it? Where do we go from here? And why is anything that we talked about important? So I'm pretty excited for that. But it's kind of fun to pull back out some of those same like notes that you're talking about with the Jeff Vanderstelt, gospel fluency, creation, fall, redemption. I'm doing creation, fall, redemption, new creation, and kind of playing off of that the penalty, and so I twisted a little bit, but that penalty that Adam and Eve brought upon humanity forever is washed away. And how we aren't bound by that shame anymore. And so we are restored, but we're also new creation. For he who are in Christ
where are
is
you
a new
digging?
creation. What's that?
I don't know where Joe's digging.
I can see his name tag in the wall.
Oh, he's building a bridge underneath me.
Yeah. I can see I see a name tag running around your wall over there. But yeah, so that's what I started on working on this weekend, or today. I was writing that first message.
Good stuff.
So it's kind of funny to see that you're doing that same stuff. So you'll have to let me know how it goes.
I like the word restoration.
Mm-hmm.
It just brings to mind like restored, made new.
Yeah.
I'm a big Tales of the Kingdom fan. Kicking it back OG style with some really old like Sunday school curriculum. And in the kingdom, they would all salute the king by saying, "To the king, to the restoration." And almost got that tattooed on myself at one point.
Nice. As you do.
I didn't, as you do, but I do like to the king to the restoration. World goes not well, but the kingdom comes. I like that verbiage, and so I lost so much. That literally like probably sets me back like a couple hours for building my castle.
Oh gosh. I was gonna say stone bricks are hard to do.
I know. Well, I also just need to mine in general because I need to mine just in general because of how I'm so scatterbrained right now. I need to mine in general because I have no iron, no coal, and I need more diamonds. So I just need to do some more strip mining.
That's fair. Very cool. Because last week you went over mission and vision stuff, right, with your youth group?
2 weeks ago we did that.
2 weeks ago.
Last week we heard 2 testimonies.
Oh, that's right.
So I had 2 adults in our church share their testimonies with our youth group kids, which I thought went really well. Our leaders, the 2 people who went, shared some good testimonies, difficult ones, but really good ones.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I noticed that like at least a couple of our kids were like pretty deeply affected by it. Which that is a good thing. You want kids to be deeply affected by testimonies.
Yeah.
And so after that, following up with kids after that was it just kind of became clear like we need our students to know what this looks like. We need our students to know what a testimony is, how to share it, and how to like understand. And like honestly, I want them to realize they don't have testimonies yet.
Yeah. Because you can't realize you're in need of a savior until you realize that you need saving.
Exactly. Yeah. And so creation, we're just gonna for the creation section, we just talk about like family, home life, etc. Like, where do you come from? Like, who are you? Like, that kind of stuff goes into like the creation part of a testimony. And then fall, like we're gonna say, hey, listen, like oh my gosh, skeletons. I literally can't go anywhere. I take so much knockback from their arrows, and they shoot like one after the other so quickly.
I was gonna say the skeletons are crazy right now.
Yeah, and like the fact that knockback like completely halts your charge.
Yeah. And they fire so quick and so accurately that there's really nothing you can do about it.
Oh boy, I just realized in the worst way that I lifted super heavy today. I like went to go lift my soda can to my mouth to take a drink, and like my arm was shaking while I did it. Because I did every single muscle group in my arms.
Nice.
So like triceps killed me today.
Triceps are always one of my favorites.
I know it hurts, but like it's a good hurt. Like it's like everything is painful.
I lifted heavy today.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I will sleep very, very well tonight.
Yes.
But also I know that I won't be able to shampoo my hair.
True. It's difficult to get your arm up there if you're in pain.
Yeah. But yeah, I want our kids to realize maybe I don't have a testimony. Maybe I still am in need of a savior. Maybe my faith is just the things I know and not what it actually means for me.
Which I think is an important conversation to have. Yeah.
Yeah, and I even put like answers. Like I was like, one of the answers I wrote in there is one of our membership questions for the worksheet that they're going to do tomorrow night. The question is, why did Jesus have to die, and why is that important? Or like there's another one that says, the question that I'm going to ask you, what did Jesus do for us? And the only thing you're not allowed to write is died for us.
It's a good distinction to say you can't just answer it like this.
Yeah, because I oh my gosh, it's been like, it's kind of almost painful with some of like the Sunday school answers that you get from kids when you're fishing for something deeper.
Yeah.
And all they can muster up is, Jesus died for us.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't know what that means. You're just saying that because you have been trained by your parents to say that.
Yeah, it's like, yes, but why? And why does that matter? Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one. And I feel like as time goes on, like Sunday school is awesome and it's important. But if they're just taking it as that value of, oh yeah, Jesus died for us, awesome. and not realizing what that means, then it almost is I shouldn't say useless. Useless is excessive. But at what point is it not accomplishing what it's supposed to anymore? But then you have the other side where, like a few weeks ago, we use a Lifelight curriculum for our Sunday school, which works well in our context. But I ran into something the other day where we were talking about that, new heaven and the new earth, and I was like, this is a little heady for kindergartners. Like, maybe this is, this curriculum is a little too, here's why this matters, and a little less on just teach them what it says. Yeah. Which is good stuff. That's what, but
we're doing it too.
So are you on that same cycle then, where like?
No, we jumped in with their new cycle. They just started, so we're doing Genesis through Job right now for their.
Okay.
Because they start a new cycle every couple of years.
Yeah, every.
And
3 years.
We're on like this. Yeah, we're on the start of their next 3 years.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we're starting that next time I'm in. Or no, we should be already doing it.
Mm-hmm. How do you do like your printable materials for your Sunday school teachers and stuff? I think Sunday school teachers and like providing for them is an area that I need to grow in.
Yeah, honestly, I don't do a lot of it is, and this is just because this is the system that was already in place when I got here. But pretty much it's just everyone knows when they're supposed to be in there, and they kind of just do what they want to do in terms of prep. It's not as coordinated as I'd want it to be personally. But it was an area that I personally couldn't, I didn't have the capacity to adjust too much during my first year. So I just kind of let it be what it was, with the knowledge that as time goes on, I was going to adjust more of how it operated. Also part of that was waiting to get, the favor of the leaders who are in place before just coming in and changing everything they've ever done. Because I didn't want it to just be like the new guys here, everything's changing. No, like, let me see how it operates. Let me see what's worth keeping and what needs to change. And I feel like we finally kind of reached that point.
My church has been doing like an extended handoff of Sunday school. Yeah. So there's our elder in charge of education is still the one that people are like going to for childcare stuff, and he's doing his best to be like, dude, don't look at me. We have a pastor for that now.
Yeah, that's not my job. Which is good on him, because that is really easy to just be like, oh yeah, I've always done this, so I'll just keep giving them answers.
Yep. And so I think it's good stuff. Like I'm excited for it. Our teachers are very intelligent. I actually just recruited I had kind of a crisis where there's a miscommunication, and we accidentally scheduled somebody to be teaching who wasn't like feeling called to be a teacher. And so kind of suddenly we had to shift our plans a little bit, and I was like scrambling for a teacher on Saturday night, and then Saturday night one of our college students texted me and was like, hey, I'm looking to teach Sunday school, how do I get plugged into that? And I was like, you start tomorrow.
Yeah, I literally just had someone come up to me during our farewell to summer, like big Labor Day thing. I was like, hey, I want to serve. And I was like, someone who's been like loosely coming to the church, and her grandma is like one of my biggest volunteers, both in kids and in youth. Good family overall. But she came up to me and was like, definitely, text me. But also I'm like, but I'm probably not gonna be able to remember your face because it's dark out, and I've met a lot of new people tonight. But she's starting in a few weeks here. With that, which we're super excited for. Kids. My light hope is that she'll adjust and move over to youth, because she's 21 and seems cool and energetic.
It's okay.
Her current interest is kids, so I'm probably gonna add, hey now. But so I'm kind of waiting to
for ministry purposes.
Oh yeah. I was just talking to my head pastor. We're about to launch our young adults ministry is starting soon, and we've never done that before as a church. So that's something that I wanted to get going, but I've made it very clear and adamant that under no circumstances is our young adult program going to become a little dating circle. Like, absolutely not. I've been a part of too many young adults groups where that becomes the case, and it's just so uncomfortable for everyone involved. It
Right,
honestly
'cause
made
no
me
woman
almost
goes
leave
there
at
wanting to
church.
get hit on.
Yeah, especially not when she has a ring on her finger, and then you ignore her fiance when they go through the drive-through at Chick-fil-A. Even though he's the one driving, and you talk around him to talk to her. Fun times.
That happened
Yeah. No
in
names are.
Dubuque.
Yep. You can probably
Ooh.
guess. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Big yikes.
I'll leave that one lie.
Yeah. Not saying that whole ministry is bad, but that's just the nature
Yeah,
of
young adult ministry can turn into a meat market really easy.
Yeah. And so we're gonna work on setting that culture quick of nope, that's not what we're here for. Like if that happens, awesome. But I've also heard about young adult groups where it's like two people start dating and then they break up, and then the friends and the people who broke up coordinate to go to young adults on different nights so that they don't have to interact with each other.
I don't understand why Christians can't date maturely. Like,
Yeah.
or break up maturely. I've seen some mature Christian breakups in my day.
Yeah.
It's an exception, not a norm.
Yeah.
Very much so.
There's a lot more of the, oh, since we just didn't work out as a couple, now I hate your guts, and I'm going to tell everyone that you're a bad person and lie about you. Not speaking from... Never mind. Anyways.
Anyway, I think that there's a... Let's steer this conversation in a different direction.
Yeah, I agree.
It just is, Christian dating has its ups and downs. Christians should date. Christians should get married.
Yes.
That is a good thing. God commands us to do it. And it's, well,
It's important to do it well.
Yes.
And it's hard. But that's part of the role of next-gen pastors is, and just pastors in general, is to help people see how to do it well, not just a don't do it at all. Because I think there's honestly been a lot of damage done through things like the purity movement, which were good intended, but where it can very quickly become the just, oh, dating's bad, so we don't do that because we're Christians. No, it's not what the Bible says at all, but it has to be done well and in the right mindset. Yeah.
Jeez. I'm so low in the earth. Like, I'm at level 10 digging for diamonds right now, and there's crap around here.
I'm currently just trying to get levels. Honestly, I should just go to the nether and do quartz mining. Or was this the phase when fishing gave you a lot?
Fishing still gives you a lot.
Yeah, I know it used to be like crazy. I hear a skeleton somewhere, but I can't find where.
Jacob, how many diamonds have you found?
Not enough.
I found 4. I found, I think, like 6 or 7 total. 6 total. 7 total, because I built 1 pickaxe and lost it. I have 1 in my chest, and I'm in the middle of another pickaxe.
I'm not even at a low enough level to find diamonds, though, so I don't know what I'm doing up here. Yeah. Anyways, we'll move on to one of our topics for tonight that we talked about. So last week we loosely talked about how I was starting a series on Abraham. So last week we talked about Abraham's call and how one of the crucial conflicts and drives within the story of the life of Abraham was his conflict between doubt and trust, and like trusting God to provide while being barren. You know, one of the big things is you'll have offsprings as numerous as the stars, you'll be a great nation. But Sarah and Abraham are old, and over again throughout the story of Abraham we see times when Abraham's doing great with trusting God and times when Abraham doesn't trust God because he gets worried. And one of the big times is in the case of trying to have their son Isaac, who God kept saying, you'll have a child in your old days. Sarah will give birth to a child. For Abraham, being very clear that it's for both Abraham and Sarah. It wasn't just Abraham will have a son. It was for both of them. Well, that's a creeper. And so one of the things that ends up happening is that because they're anxious, Sarah tells Abraham, hey, you see my servant girl over there? She's young. She's still in childbearing ages. Go have a baby with her, and then that can be your son. Basically trying to
Interesting.
take interesting thought line, but honestly not as weird back then as it is now.
No, I was gonna say that's extremely common back then.
Yeah.
It would have been extremely common, actually, like, you know, in the place where they are sojourning. Like,
Yeah.
literally, like Abraham and Sarah are living in Canaan. That's exactly what the nations among them would have done.
Yeah.
Hold on to that theme. You'll see that for almost the entirety of Israel's reign.
Yes.
Is them acting like everybody else around them when they are supposed to be the culture setters.
Yeah.
When you're a young believer, it's really easy to go with what everybody else is doing and like let the rest of the culture influence the way that you interact with the world. As believers, you are supposed to be countercultural and you are supposed to be a culture setter.
I like that. I honestly didn't even have that in my notes for tomorrow night, but I might steal some of that. And by steal, I mean borrow, because it's all biblical thought. Got him. Sorry, that's a bad joke. But yeah, so that's... I'm trying to backtrack to where I was. But yeah, so Sarah says, all right, Abraham, go lay with my servant girl. Her name was Hagar. She was an Egyptian slave, basically.
He doesn't
Or
mean
servant. Yeah, he doesn't mean take a nap, but I'm not going to tell you any more detail. You can figure it out for yourself.
Thanks, chat.
W in the chat. And so he obliges, and she gets pregnant, and they have a son named Ishmael. And Ishmael is Abraham's only son for 14 years. But even during this time, God comes back and tells them, hey, you know, you're still going to have a son through Sarah. And Abraham straight up laughs at God and says, just have Ishmael be my son. He's already my son. And God says,
you're right, Abraham.
yeah, I always remembered it just as Sarah laughed. But it's
Yeah,
two
I forgot
separate
about
stories that Abraham himself laughs and says, no, just have Ishmael be my son.
Well, because that's Genesis 13, right? Or is it?
I think
Yeah,
so.
13.
Yeah, because it's before Sodom. It's before Lot and Sodom. Because those two stories are kind of woven together in a way that makes it difficult to write them into different weeks of a lesson.
Right, because after that is when his name is actually changed to Abraham, and God kind of confirms, like, this is happening through Isaac.
Yeah, this is happening through your son by birth, not through your son with Hagar.
Theologically, people call Isaac the son of promise. There's a reason for that.
And there's also some interesting, and honestly, Ben, if he was able to make it, would probably be able to speak to this better, but there is an interesting parallel between Old Covenant and New Covenant with Ishmael and Isaac. I'm not super familiar with all that stuff, and I didn't spend too much time studying it. But there is some interesting parallels you can make there that I read about. But so then God comes back later on and says, you know, he's talking to Abraham, and specifically they're talking about Sodom and Lot. And right around this section, God also asks, where's your wife Sarah? Abraham says, she's in the tent. And God says, she will, I'll come and I'll return in a year, and she will have had a son. And Sarah laughs to herself and thinks to herself, there's no way, I'm too old. But it says that God heard her thoughts and answered to her, saying, why are you laughing? And lo and behold, a year later...
A good sign when God has to ask you why you're laughing.
Yeah, it's never a good sign. Why are you laughing? But then God comes back a year later, and lo and behold, there's little baby Isaac. And so then it says, I believe it's Genesis 21, if I'm remembering correctly. We read about Isaac's weaning. And for people who don't know what a weaning is, it's when your baby starts eating solid food consistently for the first time. And so right now, weaning happens earlier than it did back then because we have more like baby food stuff where babies can eat stuff without just straight nursing. But back in those times, that would have been around the time when Isaac was 2 or 3. So at this point, Ishmael would have been, if I'm remembering correctly, 17. So in those times, he would have been fully a man, according to culture. You know, even now, like technically 18 is an adult male. But back then, you know, you were considered an adult when you were 15. And so Ishmael would have been a full adult male at this point. not viewed as a boy or a child, even though he still was Abraham's child. And so after the weaning of Isaac, Abraham threw a great party and feast, and something happened, and the text is very unclear about what it is that happened. Let me actually pull it up here real quick because I have it over on my other monitor. It says,
essentially it boils down to mockery, right? Ishmael's
Genesis
just mocking Isaac.
Yeah, so Genesis 21:9. But Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, so Ishmael, laughing at, or something along the lines of with Isaac. And there, again, it's very unclear what that looks like because that word is used in different contexts in the Old Testament. But it's clear from Sarah's response that it was something mean-spirited. So whether that was physically, actually bullying, or just laughing at and mocking, we don't know. However, it's clear she says, you need to get rid of the servant girl and her son. They're not going to be the son. They're not the son of promise that God told us about. Which is very interesting for her to all of a sudden, we see throughout the text, and I'm not going to go into all of it.
Was your idea.
Yeah, exactly. It was, and pretty quickly after Ishmael was born, it was already evident that Sarah was not happy about what she had Abraham do. And we're not going to get into all that because there's a lot there. But at that, then she says, send him away. And Abraham gets super upset because, this is my son. This is my 17-year-old son who I've raised and I thought was going to be the starter of the offspring, even though now we have Isaac. But then God comes to Abraham and says, nope, listen to your wife and send them away. And so it says Abraham gave them supplies, gave them food, gave them water, and sent them away. And we don't hear about them again, except for that we do know that then Ishmael came to Abraham's funeral later on in the book of Genesis, which I never caught before until I was doing my research for tomorrow night.
It's conflict between their descendants for the rest of their days.
Yes.
The Ishmaelites are the ones who will later come and no, it's not the Ish. Is it a band of Ishmaelites who buys Joseph from Judah?
I actually don't know. It's very possible. What I do know from my studying is that Ishmael is traced back as one of the forefathers of Islam, which is, very well known in the current world as the major opposition to Christianity and Judaism. And so this act of doubt and trying to take, that is lava, trying to take God's plans for them into their own hands, we see that they inadvertently created the problem that would last even till now. All it takes is one quick look at the news to see that the descendants I know, but all it takes is a quick look at the news to see that the descendants of those two, of Abraham, regardless of other current politics or things, they're still at war with each other. For various reasons, I'm not going to speak to that from a biblical standpoint because some things are just political. However, it is clear that, this wasn't how it was supposed to be. And so one of the questions I had while reading it was, why would God tell them, send him away? Because, if we're that just seems like kind of a strange, this is still his son, and someone who God still said that he would bless with, many children, and that Ishmael also would become a great nation. It was just kind of a strange, I thought it was a strange thing that he would say, yeah, no, send him away. So I kind of wanted to open the floor to you two and see what you guys kind of thought about that. Why would, in that situation, why do you think that God would have said, yes, send them away? And I have my own thoughts, but I've also been reading about it a lot, so I want to hear what your thoughts are before I start talking as well.
There's some mercy wrapped in there too. I am not sure that Ishmael would have had to have his inheritance passed over, and it would have caused a significant amount of discord. Ishmael is not a true-born son because Abraham and Hagar obviously weren't married. She's more of a bed warmer, a bed slave. Which we'll get. That's wrong in the first place. Why? Abraham was called to abandon his idols and abandon the ways of like the culture he grew up in so that he could follow God.
Yeah.
Which he does. Even at the beginning, not entirely. When they leave Haran, when they leave Ur, it starts with Abraham's father Terah bringing all of their idols with them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really abandon their idols until Terah dies in Haran.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always a lot going on with Abraham. It's a story about faith, but this dichotomy and this struggle to, I guess, always faithfully believe, because there's so many years that pass in Abraham's story. Like the drama of Abraham's life really plays out like in truth throughout his entire life.
Yeah, it's not a short story of drama. It's continual throughout everything.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's the origin of the Israelite people. That's a huge thing, because the nation of Israel is where God's promises begin. God's promise to Abraham is, I will make a great nation of you, and through you, all of the other nations of the earth will be blessed.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of that. I mean, Abraham's seed is Ishmael. I mean, a great nation comes of him. God's promises are faithful and true.
Yeah.
Yahweh, Yahweh, merciful and slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love to thousands, who by no means clears the guilty, but visits the iniquities of the father among their sons, even to the third and fourth generations. May not sound great at first, but that is a reminder of how great and how powerful God is.
Yeah.
Abandoning in steadfast and loyal love for thousands. The by no means clearing the guilty part is also super, super important. God couldn't execute biblical justice and goodness to all generations unless there was justice for the sins that have been committed.
Yeah.
And ultimately, with the problem that Ishmael's descendants become to Abraham's, I mean, clearly what Abraham's solution when Ishmael had consequences for his descendants. So there's the sins of the father being visited to the third and the fourth generation. God executes justice for Ishmael. The promise is strong enough where God makes Ishmael a great nation. And that is to the detriment of Isaac's great nation that comes from him.
Yeah.
So sin does have consequences. In Abraham's life, you see those consequences play out. Twice, Abraham pretends that Sarah is his sister instead of his wife because he's afraid of Pharaoh's reaction. Pharaoh's reaction in the first case and Abimelech's in the second. Also, sins of the father, sins of the son. Isaac does the exact same thing with the exact same guy with his wife a little bit later.
Yeah.
I bet Abimelech was fit to be tied after that one.
Yeah.
Just like you know the meme where it's like the guy screaming, "Get out!"
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's a very interesting story to look at because it is such a different story than we usually hear in a casual reading of in the Bible, because of the fact that it is very much more so on the side of God having to bring out justice and punishment to an extent, even though it wasn't Ishmael and Hagar's fault that it happened. One of the things that I'm going to try to pull out of it tomorrow night is the idea of, there's certain times when we'll have reminders in our lives of times when we disobeyed or were sinful, and that sometimes God has to take things from us or sometimes we have to leave behind things that we love because of what they represent, and because they represent a time in our life when we were disobedient and when we were rebellious. Because again, it wasn't Ishmael and Hagar's fault that Sarah said, "Hey, sleep with my servant and then have a son with her." That she was just there and she was just doing what she was told to do.
Also, I will note the Bible does not condone slavery. Slavery is an accepted reality in the Bible.
Yeah.
And that's an important distinction. I'm going to make that when I preach on Sunday, because I'm preaching on Philemon, which is about a runaway slave being told to return to his master.
Which I'm excited to listen to.
I am also excited to listen to.
We're going to talk about radical forgiveness. But slavery is an accepted reality in the Bible. The reason for that is because if the Bible outright condemned slavery, then the message of the gospel would have been lost, because that would have been such a huge upheaval. Yeah. It would have entirely drowned out the message of the gospel instead for the gospel of social reform.
Yeah.
So slavery is an accepted reality that the Bible understands and is clear, yes, this happens. Because this is a reality, this is kind of a fact of life, Christians are at the very least commanded to, if they owned slaves back then, to treat their slaves well. Yeah. I will also add that slavery is outlawed in almost every corner of the world right now, and I would say that in the 21st century, as it is now, you cannot own slaves and claim Christ.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. There's no room for owning another person in that manner, or owning another person at all. Obviously.
Also, in ancient Rome, they treated their slaves very well. Philemon's slave, Onesimus, was allowed to get an education. He was allowed to He was allowed to get an education. He was fed, cared for, clothed. Slaves were regarded as part of their master's household back in ancient societies.
So
it's nowhere near
image from American slavery.
Right. American slavery is the way that people were treated was awful. That's just
full stop. No debate.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Which I hate that we have to define that, but there's a really strange trend of internet Christianity right now that I don't like to talk about.
Yes, I agree. Because there are, again, you can twist the Bible. That's why you need to know what your Bible says. Don't just listen to us, because we can say whatever we want, and if you aren't actively reading the scriptures yourself, then you will just take us at face value, and we could be telling you flat out heresy. We won't, to the best of our knowledge, obviously. Oh no, I just hit a pigman. I'm dead.
Bye, Bowder.
No. I was trying to put out a fire at a pigman's feet. Well, there goes 30 levels. There goes the whole reason I was in the Nether. Spain.
You're on your way back?
I am. I don't even remember how I got to where I was, so this will be exciting. Joe, what do you think? What do you think about, anything that we've talked about, really?
I won't lie, my brain has been fried.
That's all right.
I'm in autopilot mode right now. I am so tired from work.
By the way, since I mentioned the weird trend of Christians on the internet who are super into being countercultural, Christianity is about how well you know Jesus, not about how based you are.
Say it louder.
And there's a lot of people who confuse that really badly and think, oh, this is based, so this is more important than what I believe about Jesus.
Yeah. Which is absolutely untrue. Your faith in Christ should come before any political belief. And anyone who tells you otherwise is, I don't want to say they're not saved, but they're leading you astray.
They're lying. Christianity should never be about...
Christianity shouldn't be about supporting a certain politician.
Yes.
And you forgot to put torches down in your...
Mines?
In the lower part of my house is my storage. I made a little basement, and I forgot to put torches.
And it died there.
It wasn't dark because Lunar Client. Lunar Client screwed me over. I hate Lunar Client now.
No.
Dead to me.
That's how I got down. Did I come over here?
Joe, do you have ladders down here?
Yeah, I did come over here. Yeah, here's where I died. Time to see what lived. There's definitely a lot that did not live. Spain. Not gonna, I fell asleep for a good 20 minutes there. Hey, that's alright. Watch time is watch time. Kind of.
Who said that? Who fell asleep?
Isaac fell asleep. Hey, that's how school goes. Sometimes you just
Yeah,
gotta
man.
take a nap. Jesus,
When I was at Emmaus,
Jesus napped.
I've told Bowder this one time. I think Joe knows this story too. My freshman year of Emmaus, there was a time when I slept for 30 hours straight.
Yeah, which was crazy.
Joe, did I tell you that story?
You did.
30 hours
It's been
straight,
a long
bro.
time. Yeah, I don't remember all the details of why, but I do remember you telling me that story.
Yeah.
We've been. It's a funny story. I want to tell it again.
You can. I don't
We
think you've
were
told
in
it
the
on
middle-
stream before, so that's okay.
True. So basically, at Emmaus, we do an assignment called Going Dark.
Oh.
And the purpose of the assignment is you're supposed to entirely unplug from technology for the week. Which is a good assignment, in theory. But you're expected to give up all technology. Like alarm clocks and stuff like that, too.
Yeah.
And, like, you're supposed to, like, avoid the coffee shop because they'd be playing music there.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to go completely dark. Which... Say what you want about it.
Yeah.
I was not fully on board with it, but I understand why my school did it the way they did it.
Yeah.
Basically, I had pulled 2 consecutive all-nighters on like Wednesday night and Thursday night respectively. So on Friday, I was like a zombie throughout all my classes, and finally, like at 3:30, got out of class, was back at my dorm by 4, and was like, I'll take a nap before dinner because I'm really tired and I haven't slept well. And by like 2 consecutive all-nighters, I'd slept like an hour each night, so I was very tired and very behind on sleep. Fell asleep in our lounge in our dorm rooms, and at Emmaus, the lounges in our dorm rooms are usually far away from the windows, especially in the dorm hall that I was.
Yeah.
So there was no natural light. And so I remember I woke up twice to go to the bathroom. But I slept really, really hard and really, really long. And I woke up and I saw after a long, hard sleep. I'd gotten up twice during the sleep to use the bathroom, but again, walking down concrete hallways to the bathrooms and then back to the lounge.
With no windows outside and constantly have fluorescent lights on.
Yes.
Feels like you're in an office building.
Finally wake up, it's 2 a.m. I think, oh, sick, I took a 6-hour nap. That was a good one. And so I hear voices down the hall, it's 2 a.m, and my buddy Nathan and my buddy Luca are in my buddy Luca's room playing video games. And I walk in there, and they were like, hey dude, where were you all day? And I was like, what do you mean, where was I all day? And I was like, I took a nap. And they were like, oh, okay. And then Luca, who was my ride to church at that point, was like, hey, you coming to church with me tomorrow? And I was like, it's Saturday. He was like, what? No, it's Sunday.
Just abysmal.
And I did the math and realized that I had slept a full 24 hours longer than I thought I had.
Just so crazy.
Which is... There goes my Saturday. I found out later that that's exactly the same thing that Roderick did in a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, and it really did not make me feel good about myself.
You are Wimpy Kid. You are Roderick.
No, I'm Roderick.
I never read those books.
Who objectively is the best character in those books and movies.
I could see it.
No, they are. Their dad is a deadbeat. Their mom's overbearing. Manny is an actual murderer. And
These
Greg's a
books were a lot
sociopath.
heavier than I thought they were.
Greg's a sociopath, dude, if you read those books. Like, everything that Greg does is viewed through a lens of how he can profit from it.
Oh, gosh.
Absolutely uses people.
Crazy.
Manny, like, just doesn't get any punishment for anything he does. Which is, like, even crazier. Because that character is, like, 3 years old and has been for the last 15 years. And then the dad, like, is more upset about Greg messing up his Legos than he is about his, like, son failing school.
Yikes. Sounds like you in the future.
Hey now.
Hey now.
You're an all-star.
There's such
Oh,
thing
yeah,
as
baby.
limits, and I have those.
Like sleeping for 28 hours instead of 29.
Roderick is the least problematic one in that family.
I didn't realize my pickaxe was about to break. I am having a doozy of another adventure. Isaac said that he slept for 24 hours on a couple occasions. I feel like in high school when I would sleep that long, it was usually because I was like having like a crazy growth spurt. My mom liked to say that I would go to sleep and I'd wake up like 6 inches taller. That's
I had a
probably an
crazy growth spurt in
exaggeration,
college,
but
the wrong way.
me too, brethren. Yikes.
Go to the
Yeah.
gym.
I pulled a couple 24-hour like sleeps when I was counseling at camp. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll do it to you, bro.
Yeah, where you're counseling all week and you literally have from like noon on Saturday until noon on Sunday when the kids aren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And there were,
just
I
sleep
remember
the
there
whole
was
time.
a week or two, I think, where Sydney was like busy or gone or something. Like, because this was like the first summer that we started dating, I guess.
Yeah.
And where I was just like, sorry, I'm not doing anything today. I'm going to my cabin and I'm passing out for 24 hours.
Yeah. I was gonna say those naps went hard.
Hard. They were
They
so
went
good.
very hard.
I remember a couple of them where it was like, because we'd always do payday in like our lounge after cleaning was done on Saturday.
Gosh.
And I would full on fall asleep in the lounge while payday was going on and just wake up with a check next to my face.
During camp this year, when I went back just to volunteer, fell asleep during almost every single counselor meeting.
You
Sounds
monster.
like a Nolan thing to do.
It really does.
Well, yeah, but also like it was like my 8th summer at camp or something ridiculous like that. I think this past summer was actually my 12th consecutive summer at camp. So like, despite being a 1-week volunteer, I guarantee you I knew more about counseling than most of the other people in that room.
Yeah.
A few years out of practice, and some of them were definitely better than me at doing it that week.
Mm-hmm.
But I still felt very confident in what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of arrogant to say that I knew more than everybody else, so I won't say that definitively.
But you just did. So now you're lying.
Sinner. Repent.
Turn or burn.
Hey Joe, you want to see something cool?
Why
No.
did part of me think you were just going to jump off of something? Like,
Were you watching for the death message?
Yeah.
I summoned Herobrine on your house.
No, Herobrine. Nah.
It's not doing anything. Did I build the spawner wrong?
Wait, on my house or on Joe's house? Oh, that's funny. I like it. We just need to have like a billion of these around the world.
It's the only thing gold's useful for.
Yeah. Oh, how'd that feel, Nolan?
Ow.
From my angle, there was no creeper, so it just looked like you farted and exploded.
Oh,
I'm literally.
there's
12.
another one.
Okay, what am I looking for here? Sandstone, sand. Turn that into that. And now I'm going to use this to work on building a bit of a pathway over here.
We're an old enough version of Minecraft where I could build that awful mob spawner from the first world that would actually look good.
That's true.
Oof.
That was
That
a
would be
terrible mob
cool.
spawner.
This is the way that mob spawners were originally intended to be.
Ugly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Brethren.
Just like me.
Just like you. Joe, your house is giving me cave noises because it's a cavern built into the wall
Is it
underneath me.
actually? That's crazy.
Yeah, so I get cave noises in my house from that.
Nice. I need to come and check it out once I'm trying to get to level 30 so I can, well actually probably like 33, so I can do a level 30 enchant on a diamond pick, and then combine it with one of my other diamond picks that has efficiency 1 already, but is almost broken.
Gotcha.
That's the dream right now. I'm also trying to figure out an easier way out of a more direct route out of our fortress here. That doesn't require running the winding pathways as much. But I'm always afraid to just mine into the walls in the nether, because the lava just goes so fast.
Yeah, especially in this version. I think they've nerfed lava speed a little bit in some recent updates.
Mm-hmm. This is when I wish that I had X-ray, just so I could know which direction to mine in to get out of the wall.
I checked. You can't do X-ray.
I don't even think spectator mode was invented yet.
No, spectator mode wasn't, so
That
that's
was
why you
1.8,
couldn't.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Well, no, because X-ray at its core is literally just a texture pack that makes everything else invisible.
Yeah, but you couldn't see block data through other blocks in this version of the game.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I'm Powder. Very interesting.
Powder's wheat farm is ready to be collected.
Go for it. I'm running around in the
I
nether.
like that. I love that you do that. There are some guys I've played on Minecraft Worlds with who take their wheat farms like so seriously.
Yeah, and I just
I
don't
once
care.
harvested somebody's farm and replanted it, and they literally in the Discord were like, "Go back to my farm, put everything back in my chests."
Just so crazy. It's like, it's Minecraft wheat that you weren't even using, and let's get a crow back.
Yeah.
Oh, there are a lot of blazes.
But remember, this is the same group of guys who once told me that I had to reimburse them for a $2 soda. That somebody else drank.
That was equally crazy. I don't have the armor for a blaze fight right now. As a support
You need a
decision.
bow for a blaze fight. You like armored like does not matter unless you have fire prod on.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! This is pre-mending, wasn't it?
Yeah. So you're gonna need a lot of diamonds to fix your gears and anvils. Somehow I found like all of the blazes in the game, and I don't know how to get away from them. Run! Ah! Ah! Everywhere I turn, there's more of them. Everywhere I go, I see his face.
All around me are familiar faces.
All right, this isn't Bible related, but it's something that I want to talk about. Linkin Park. Vibe
Linkin
or
Park.
bad with the new
Aren't they
singer?
bringing back more? Aren't they doing more music?
Yeah, they have a new lead singer. Hamilton, stop biting my cord. Go. Thank you, sir.
My vote is we'll take getting used to, but I like the vibe. We talked about this
Yeah.
yesterday about it,
Yeah,
like a
you and
little
I-
bit.
Yeah, because we played
Were
like 2
Were you
rounds
playing
of
for
Fortnite.
yesterday?
We played
Yeah,
like
we
2
played, like,
games of
2
Fortnite
games
before
of
the Elden
Fortnite.
meeting.
One of
Oh
which
my
we,
gosh.
we slammed.
We
kids
did,
on.
and it mostly
I
just
would have
gets
joined
them.
you, but I made an attempt to go to one of my youth group boys' football games.
I'm doing that
Except
on
for
Thursday.
he gave me bad information on how far away the game was.
Oh.
I live in a town called Sioux Center, and there's a town called Orange City near us. And when I asked them where the game was, they said, "Oh, it's just a little bit past Orange City." So I figured it was about 25 minutes away or something like that, and I was like, "Oh, it's super makeable." It turns out when he said a little bit past Orange City, he meant double the distance of the town away.
Oh, gosh. Classic.
And so
And knowing
I
him,
showed
he
up-
probably genuinely just thought it was just past Orange City. Because that's just youth boys.
yeah,
Having no
I-
concept
it was
of space and time.
I realized it was 40 minutes. Decided to YOLO swag the drive anyway because I was like,
You
I
already
wanna be
told
able
me
to
you
get
were
to this
coming
kid-
at that point, like...
yeah. Well, made the drive, showed up. The game was over when I got there. Like the game was just getting over by the time I pulled up.
Wow.
So the game must have been going on like turbo mode, like didn't stop the clock.
Oh gosh. You say
Because they
football?
told me, yeah.
Huh.
It was over in less than an hour. It was over in like just a little, like basically an hour.
I will say some high school football games, high school, middle school football games I've been to, do feel like they're just on turbo and just like going as fast as they can.
Nice diamond you have there, Nolan.
Oh, you're
Nice
getting
diamond
shit up
chest plate.
I'm currently getting
Yeah.
hunted by a ghast. And I thought I knocked one of the fireballs back at him, but somehow it didn't.
Earl Bozo.
Did I tell you that Nathan is speaking my fall retreat this year?
Yeah, I think that's hype.
I'm so excited, dude. He's gonna do such a good job.
Yeah,
Brethren.
very much brethren. And he was brethren.
Now he's Baptist.
Yes. Join the dark side.
Welcome to the dark side. We have cookies.
Yeah.
Gosh, I forgot about that meme.
Oh, Joe, you'll have to tell Sydney. We're grabbing dinner with the Voltmers on Saturday. 'Cause
Hey,
she and-
Sydney.
She and Bree were friends, right? Or are friends, I'm sure.
Bowder and Janessa are getting dinner with the Voltmers.
No, the other
Yeah.
one.
No, the other one
Just DJ.
is what Bowder said. Just DJ. I don't know.
No, but they've literally lived a half hour from us, and it's just been like we've just always been mean to meet up and grab food or something, and it just hasn't worked out. But then on Friday, while Ben and I were driving around, we literally
You're gonna
bumped into
cry?
Bree at a store.
When are you guys going?
Saturday.
So yes, Saturday.
Yeah, because they literally live here in Green Bay.
Saturday off.
She has Saturday off. She's just gonna join you guys.
Classic. I was gonna say it's mostly gonna be me picking their brains about young adults, because I think DJ leads their young adult ministry at their church.
Gotcha.
Also, when they went to Hope, they were plugged into their young adults group, and Hope had a pretty good young adults group.
Yeah, and their church is actually technically the same denomination as ours is. All right, no worries. See you, Isaac. Have a good homeworking. But so that'll be fun. Good catch up, good connection. But yeah, Ben and I walked into like the Christian store, just something to do, and literally standing right there was Bree, and we're like, oh hey Bree. But
I love Bree. She's great.
yeah, it was funny.
They are great.
I don't know DJ super well, but Bree has been a friend of mine since like our freshman year.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool. I've interacted with him
Yeah.
a
A
good
few
amount,
times that I've
just because of
interacted with
ESG
him.
stuff.
Yeah.
DJ is extremely laid back.
Yeah, which I appreciate.
Nice stone you have there, Nolan.
I love how
Yeah,
Joe
I
just is
got it.
constantly going through our
Stole
chests.
Hey, Nolan. I have your stone held hostage.
Oh, did you just take all my experience for that chest too?
Yeah, I did.
That's crazy. Wait, is it
Thanks,
an
Joe.
auto smelter or just a furnace?
If
Just
Joe
a
had dabbed my
furnace.
auto smelter, I'd be upset.
Just takes the whole auto smelter and moves it.
Into my own house.
That'd
Mine
be
now.
crazy. I
Mine.
haven't set mine up yet.
I don't even know how to set one up.
Oh, it's just a lot of hoppers and chests. It's
Yeah,
honestly
that's
not
just
as
a lot of
complicated
work.
as it looks.
Yeah, that just takes work and
Yeah.
effort.
I should have had one. I should have marked down the coordinates for our nether portal in the nether before wandering off into the distance.
Yes, you should have.
Bring there and check for you.
Very
Yeah, if you
unmindful.
could.
Very much not demure.
Very true.
Well, now I'm not telling you.
No. I guess. I mean, I'm still literally right by. I think this is the same fortress. I think.
There's the place.
But I'm like on a
I
far
like how you-
other side of
Oh,
it.
I like what you've done with this little tunnel that we put it in.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I get through.
Okay. I'm running back in the direction that I think it is. Part of
All
it
right,
was because I was running from
negative
gas.
50, 32.
Negative 50, Z32.
Negative 50. Yeah, just go Z30.
Okay, negative 50, positive 30. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so this is either a massive fortress or we have a double fortress spawn.
It's probably just a massive fortress. These places are always insane. Hello, Wither Skelly. We have not Wither Skelly. We have not Wither Skelly proof this joint yet.
No, we have not. I've put a couple stoppers in, but well, here's where I definitely got attacked by a ghast at some point. Negative 50, 30. Yeah, so it's got to be just this way here. Wall run time. Oh, I missed. Wall running over the lava pool in the nether would be crazy.
You have to be like the most confident game player ever.
And I am not.
Yeah.
Negative 50.
I really like all the Abraham stuff. It's a really cool story in the Bible. I'm
Yeah.
revisiting that.
Are you sure it's 30?
Negative 50, 30. Yep.
What's the Y level?
60.
Okay, so in theory... Oh yeah, I see your name tag. I'm mining up to you, though. Yeah, Abraham's a fun one. Some of my boys were asking to do more of, like, the biography series. So I've been trying to weave those in a little bit more.
Yeah, we do an exegetical character study once a semester. I was going to do King Saul, but then my senior pastor started an all-church sermon series on King Saul.
Yeah.
So instead we're doing, because it's consistent with our theme for the year, we're doing Joshua. Victory is the Lord's. So it's just 4 lessons that each touch on different parts of Joshua's life and try to go through a book of the Bible like in detail while doing that.
Nice. I was going to say, we also just started in, like, our main series for church. We just started a series on Joseph. And that was just by coincidence. Alright, well now we have another route out of the portal. That doesn't require going through the whole fortress.
Nice. We love to see it.
But yeah, just kind of a funny little coincidence that we both are doing, because we both do our series planning separately. So like I have my whole school year of series loosely planned out.
To be fair, I think we do send each other like lists of what our series are going to be.
Yeah, and honestly, we could probably coordinate more. It wouldn't be a bad thing. We just don't currently.
I think it's better that we do our own lesson planning.
Yeah.
Because you and I are both very creative minds, but our minds also work in really different ways.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like us? No, sorry, I thought you were talking about you and your head pastor. Sorry, that's where that confusion came in. I wasn't saying that we shouldn't do the same series. I was more saying, like, me and Brian could probably coordinate more than we do.
I try to do a little bit of that coordinating with my senior pastor, but we really don't do a ton. Like, I was kind of blindsided when he was like, oh yeah, we're doing 2 Samuel. And I was like, 1st and 2 Samuel. I was like, baller. Okay. Well, I just redirect. So, I mean, that wasn't like a bad thing. I just redirected mine a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like,
oh, well, here's what we're doing now. Yeah.
Yeah, but also like since I'm doing since my youth group has a theme for the year, I try to stick to that theme pretty closely.
Yeah. That's something I want to work towards, but
I could give you some pointers on how to launch it.
Yeah.
Like launching a theme, I think was a good choice for our group.
Yeah.
Because now we have a theme. We have T-shirts for that theme. It's our theme for every retreat and like thing that our youth group does. This shirt is an identifier. Each student who signs up for fall retreat gets one for free, and then if you don't go to fall retreat, it's like $5 a shirt or something like that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's also nice because we can use the extra T-shirts to make like a T-shirt wall for our youth group decor.
Yeah.
So it's like every year we take the T-shirt and we put it over like a canvas and make it into like a wall decoration thing.
Nice.
Which I think will be better because we've always done like pictures for every single retreat, and like our youth group room is like peppered with these pictures of old pictures of youth group. But there's like 40 up right now, and I think it'd be better if we just did like one a year.
Yeah. Easier to keep track of.
Yeah, and also like the pictures go all the way back to 2020, and there's like 3 for each year. No, scratch that. Pictures go all the way back to 2018. So it's 3 pictures a year since like 2018 is when they started doing it. And it's like 2018 is when I was like in my youth group.
Yeah. So a lot of those people aren't even there anymore. And it's
Like-
not like, oh, you're not a student anymore. No more photos of you, but it does reach a point where it's like, okay, we need to update what we're advertising as this is our group.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It is cool to see. I'm in the middle of a process of redoing our social medias.
Yeah.
So I've been posting more on our Instagram and trying to like archive because there was like our youth group's Instagram had 400 posts on it because they've been being posted on since 2018.
Yeah.
So it's just a process of going through and archiving like all the advertisement posts that get put up, advertising like our own program now.
Yeah.
But leaving up like the pictures of like fun things that happened.
Yeah.
So it's not like deleting everything.
I was gonna say that's one of the things that I had to go back through on ours when I because I'm very much like pro using social media as a tool. And so that was one of the things I had to work on going through when I first got here is, okay, what's worth leaving up? What do we need to take down? Part of that was because of different awkwardness with previous pastoral changes, to the point where some of it just, naturally had to disappear, just to kind of help cleanse the plate and reset. But yeah, I'm a big fan of using social media as a tool for ministry. Why? Joe just opened Joe just opened all the trap doors on my planters. I was in my chest and I just heard them all open.
Agent of chaos in this.
And he put coal in the food part of the furnaces too. The great arsonist.
That's me.
Okay. I think I can now do my oh hi. I'm gonna work on enchanting a level 30 diamond pick. Alright, chat. W's in the chat for good luck. Put your demurs in the chat. Efficiency for Unbreaking 3. Not bad. Not what I would have wanted, but not bad. The little crouch. Okay. Are you guys in? Well, Joe's not. Nolan, are you in a spot where you can sleep?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go find it. See if I have enough wool to make another bed.
I can go to my bed.
No, you're fine. Sleep over.
Mom, can I go over to Bowder's house to have a sleepover?
Oh my god.
But you have to bring your own bed.
Yeah,
No,
but I
don't
have to
wanna.
pack up my whole bed.
Mom,
Could
can you
you
help me?
imagine?
Can you help me force the race car bed into the back of our trunk?
Crazy.
Did you guys?
I
Did you
need
guys
my
ever?
Lightning McQueen bed to go to sleep.
Did you guys ever have like a fun bed like that growing up?
I had a platform bed at one point, but I got it too late at the point where I was too tall for it.
Ah.
No, I always had a bunk bed because for most of my life, up until I was like probably 13 or 14, my brother and I shared a room. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
when
I shared a room with my brother probably until then too.
That's when I had the platform bed, was when I was sharing a room with my sister when we were in an apartment. Okay.
Yeah, I had
need to
bunk
get
beds
more
for a
sand.
long time. I remember when I got my queen bed when I was in high school, I was like
Ballin'.
ballin', yeah.
I know these both have unbreaking, but I don't care.
When I was in college, I sometimes used to take naps in other people's dorm room beds.
You would.
Nathan used to take naps in Connor's bed because
Yeah.
Connor, his room was always like the coziest one on our dorm
It
floor.
really was.
Which I used to do that to people all the time. But then one of our friends my senior year, who was like a freshman, started like coming into my room when I wasn't there and taking naps because he saw me do it to Connor's room and was like, that makes sense. I could probably do that too.
Yeah.
And so he just like started randomly taking naps in my bed.
Yeah.
make the babies.
What?
Yeah.
I'm talking about cows.
Oh, okay.
For
Oh,
context,
thank you.
I'm making cows.
Thank
You're
you,
making
Joe, for
cows.
adding awfulness into the sentence I was talking about. No, the kid was great. He was like the guy who used to like just walk through the dorm rooms and like pray over everybody's dorm door.
Wait, who was it?
Noah.
Oh, that's right. He did sleep in your bed.
Yeah, I was
do
cool with
love
it the first
Noah.
couple times, but after he did it like the third or fourth time, I was like, dude,
Yeah.
tell me when you're gonna show up in my room, because I was like, there were a couple times I went into my room, and he was just there,
Yeah.
and there was like, that was the price I paid. I had that happen a lot in college, because part of like what I did in college was just for accountability's sake. Since I had a room to myself, my like accountability decision was to have like a no closed doors policy.
Yeah.
So I never closed the door of my dorm room for the entire time I was in college, even when I was sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think the only person that I ever found in my room when I wasn't there beyond like you guys or Ben or whatever, but usually even that was like more planned. I would find S2E like in my room just chilling on my bed. Or like
Dude, I miss Sweet.
Or randomly I'd find like $2, like 2 singles on my desk because I had that little mini fridge full of energy drinks. And I just one would be missing and there'd be like $2 on my desk. I was like, oh, S2E's been here.
I like that he paid for them. That's like good. I think that's cool.
I was gonna say he didn't just like take them, which I appreciated because those are expensive.
I don't know why that makes me think of this memory, but I remember the first time I visited Dubuque from camp, and I slept underneath Emmanuel Delgado's bed.
Oh gosh,
Jump scare,
dude.
I love Emmanuel. I love Emmanuel. I used to find him in my room sometimes when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And one time I came into my room and I was just like sitting there and I'd been there for like a good like 15 minutes. And then Emmanuel jumped out from under my bed and tried to scare me.
I remember
and
that.
I wasn't scared as much as I was like,
just
what
annoyed.
are you doing in my room?
And why have you been under there so long, even since I got back? Craziness.
You still haven't fixed your planters,
that guy once abducted me.
That's right, he did.
What is the shrine?
That's the Herobrine summoner. You don't remember?
No, I don't.
That's how you would summon Herobrine, only it never actually worked.
Yeah. Emmanuel once told me that we were going for a drive and that he wanted to take us somewhere. And so I and the people I was with were like, sure, okay, let's see what this is like.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen? We thought we weren't going anywhere, and he was like, I've got to show you where I grew up. And like we were pretty sure he didn't grow up in the area, but we were like, where are we going? And we didn't realize that he was taking us like far away from like where we thought we were gonna be until we were 40 minutes from Dubuque and still driving north into Wisconsin.
Which is so crazy.
And we were like, where are we going? And he was like, oh, we're going for a drive. And we were like, we are 40 minutes from Dubuque and it's 10:30 at night. Turn around and take us back.
Yeah, this isn't going for a drive anymore. This is an abduction. I remember getting Snapchats from you during all that. Like, where are
Yeah, because it was me and several of like my other friends who were in the car with us.
Yeah. So funny.
You know most of them. It was me, Ryan, and Natalie.
Yeah. Yeah. He still will like randomly show up to my parents' house because he knows where they live.
Why?
Just like hang out. And
Are your parents all right with that?
I mean, they're not like angry about it. They just don't really know what to do with it. But
Fair.
It's so funny because my dad like met him at like a Samaritan's Purse thing, where they were both at like a Samaritan's Purse conference in like Florida or something like that. Something weird. And like he recognized my last name on my dad's name tag or something like that. Just so funny.
I was with my sister too.
Yeah.
I always forget about
when he almost abducted your mom too.
Yeah.
He has a habit of just saying, "Hey, I want to show you something," and then just disappearing for long walks. Super nice guy. Just really funny. Part of me wants to.
I remember I pre-gamed my mom that like that was something she should be aware of.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, it can't be that bad."
So funny.
Yeah, and then afterwards she was like, "What the heck, Nolan? What's with your friend?" And I was like, "I tried to tell you."
Oh my gosh.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
I genuinely hope he's doing well.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while. I know
He used to text me a lot.
I know he was getting plugged in with like Samaritan's Purse stuff in the Chicagoland area, which I think is a good fit for him.
Definitely. Really good fit.
That was pretty much the last I heard. Okay, I got 2 more stacks of sandstone to keep building my paths around.
Okay, I don't really like the way that this floor turned out.
I haven't come up to your castle in a while. I should come check it out. Oh, the wind is blowing my door shut.
In Minecraft?
Yes, in Minecraft. No, in real life. I was gonna say, if they added that like the wind would like affect your doors, that would be a crazy update. Weather mod.
Definitely.
Weather mod. Gosh, I'm so bad at steering boats in this version of Minecraft. I don't think I've successfully docked a single boat. Every time I break it. Okay, let's see. I think I can do this. Yeah, we'll do this. Well, I'm pulling back out my soccer era in a few weeks here because
Really?
my high school team is doing an alumni game, and so I'm going back for it. No, Joe, no. Team. Universal peace sign.
Team.
Crouch spamming and blocking with your sword in Minecraft is the universal sign of peace. That's what Russia and Ukraine should do, honestly.
Brother, you're on stream.
World peace. If only Putin and Zelensky could get in Minecraft and cross and block their swords at each other.
I made that joke when I DM'd Trump on Instagram right after he lost the last election.
Did you actually?
And said, I said, hey, now that you've got more time on my hands, can you want to play Minecraft sometime? And then I sent him my gamer tag.
Let's invite him to BibleCraft.
I mean, now that he's fallen from grace, he does like to appear on podcasts. Shout out Aiden Ross.
That would be. Could you imagine? Like, I don't even care who it would be. Getting someone like crazy like that on here would be funny.
I think a format like that would be really helpful for humanizing some of America's politicians. Like, unironically, I was thinking about that a couple years ago. Like, I bet I'd understand like Kamala Harris's like policy stuff so much better if I like sat down and had a conversation with her like over like Minecraft or something to take my mind off it and just like hang out and talk. Like,
Joe, watch magic.
I think that would go, and I think that'd go for any politician, really. Like, I fervently want some time.
Me and Joe are scooping around over here. All right, let me show you a magic trick, Joe.
What's your magic trick, Powder? That's a pretty cool magic trick.
Thank you, sir.
You want to see my magic trick?
Yes.
Wait, what's that over there? Check your pockets.
Check. I now have 8 dirt when before I only had 7.
Magic.
You're breaking my flowers, Joe.
I have this bottle made of glass. Bottle disappears. Where's it now?
No.
I love that guy. So funny. He did that on America's
Powder.
He got all red buzz. He did that trick on America's Got Talent once and instantly got all red buzzers. He like turns around. He turns around as he's turning around. All the judges are at the same time. They're like, nope, and they all press the red buzzers.
This is wisdom.
No, stop! I'm at 24 levels.
Kill him! Let's get him, Powder.
No, he's actually about to kill me. It's okay, I only had 2 levels. Joe! No, we weren't actually gonna kill you.
Really?
No, we were just punching you.
No,
I was scared.
We were literally punching you with our fists.
I was worried for a minute there because you're almost always just sitting on like 1 heart. So
That's why I was at 3 hearts.
All right.
After you, Powder.
I think this stuff is all mine here, right?
Yeah, all my stuff's out here. Or did Nolan take it?
Nolan has a bunch of
I took some of it, so I'm dropping a lot of it right now.
Here. That's mine. That's mine. These are not. These are not. That's not.
Sorry, I kind of was just fighting for my life there for a minute because I actually thought I was going to die.
I think that was everything that was yours. Except for this lilac is not yours. And this
there was a chest plate and a helmet, but they might have fallen off the edge.
Jump, Joe.
Yeah, and there's my food.
Nice.
I made sure to punch you twice to make sure you missed that tree. Honestly, I'm gonna come down and break that tree.
Oh, I need the birch wood actually.
After that first episode where you both died on the tree. Oh, hi. Here.
There's my chest plate, I think. Pretty sure it was sitting up there.
Here's
There's a fishing pole over here.
Yeah. Here's a
Check your
pickaxe.
inventories to see if there's a...
There's stuff
plate.
underwater over here too. I don't have it. How is? Oh, that's a floating torch.
I
Iron
forget
chest.
that when you die, your stuff actually goes everywhere. I'm sorry, Joe.
You're good.
I feel
Oh,
bad
there's
about
stuff
that now.
in this tree here also.
Which tree? Oh, this one?
Here's some more stuff of yours, I think. Ah,
Oh, there's a creeper on top of my house. That's really annoying.
there's a skeleton
Oh,
sniping me.
man.
So we back in the mines.
Got that pickaxe swinging from side to side. Side
I'm
to
trying to
side.
spot. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it.
My hero. There goes my hero.
Watch him as he goes.
That's not the My Hero I thought of. I thought you meant My Hero like Shane's favorite anime.
No, I meant my hero as in like skillet.
Better version of My Hero.
Feel it?
There you go.
No.
I gave you everything back.
I'm not much of an anime guy, but my former roommates were all a bunch of anime
They
guys.
were.
They were.
They were huge anime guys, which I never would have guessed about most of them.
No, it like
Yeah.
doesn't fit with their personalities.
Yeah. They seem like the kind of guys who would be bullying anime fans.
Revenge.
Ah, creeper.
I have 26 Please no, I have 26 levels. This is
Time
the
to leave
first time
this
I've had that.
creeper up into Nolan's
This
house.
this is the first time I've had this many levels in the entire history of this
Man, it'd
world.
be a shame if these 3 creepers chasing me just followed me up to Nolan's house.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Please.
Please what, Nolan?
Please don't.
Don't what, Nolan?
Don't
Piano?
bring a creeper into my house.
Oh man.
Dang it, dang it,
I
Better.
thought you were gonna fall down. I thought this was floating. I was gonna laugh.
Did you
so
fill in
hard.
everything I just broke?
No.
Oh, okay.
Here, more birchwood, more birchwood, and a waterfall in your house.
Gosh. We've run out of things to do in this episode.
We have.
We need
Bed
Ben for some
wars.
good old-fashioned theology fights.
Hmm. Wait, Joe, did you say Bed Wars? No, this one's almost over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get as much of my house done as I can this time,
Yeah.
because I know I won't be on this world for another week.
Yeah. I was gonna say. And
Since we're actually actively avoiding this world now.
yeah. Since we're avoiding it unless we're streaming it.
Yeah.
Which is a good change.
Yeah.
I feel like
Other-
things are gonna get done a lot less quickly because of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which will keep it more engaging for longer.
I went back and watched, and we were on Netherite by, like, episode 5 last time.
Yeah. And part of the difference is, and I forgot about this, is that since enchantments back, like now, don't actually take all your levels, they only take a maximum of 3. Enchanting your gear alone will take so much longer.
Oh, this 30 levels per enchantment?
Yep.
That's painful.
Yeah.
Does it guarantee better enchantments?
No, because you also can't like get the same prediction.
I just broke your helmet.
Did you actually? Oh yeah, all my gear's almost gone. Ah, flowers. That's alright.
that's
I
cool.
have so much iron, and none of this was good enchantments, anyways. Yeah.
Well, it'd be a shame if I accidentally.
You think I'm stuck in here with you? You're
Are
stuck
there
in
any
here
good
with
concerts?
me.
Joe, there's some really good concerts coming to Milwaukee in the next couple months. I don't know how tied into the folk scene you are, but there's some good ones coming your way.
Wait, who's going to Milwaukee?
I think Chelsea Cutler's going to be back there soon.
nice.
Ooh, Chelsea Cutler's a
Where did
vibe.
my ladder go?
I don't know why people don't like her. There's like a weird trend where people don't like Chelsea Cutler now.
That's wild. She's
I love Chelsea Cutler.
so good.
It's like premier sad girl music. It's like okay, it's like a folkier version or more indie version of what Chappell Roan is, without making her sexuality the biggest like point of like selling point for the music.
Yeah.
It's not like the Chappell Roan style of like lesbian music. It's more like Chelsea Cutler music. It's bi music. It's the brand that she's built up over the last couple of years, and for her and for what she's trying to accomplish in music, it tends to work. I wish that like there were some good Christian artists on the scene who could contribute meaningfully to like the indie scene without having to
Don't break! No, he broke my glass.
There are other things happening in this world right now that aren't related to the topic of conversation I just started.
Related to Chappell Roan at all.
No, Bowder and I are so like distracted with how
Just
stupid
trolling
ADHD
each
our
other.
brains are. Dude, our brains.
Rah! Oh, you had a bucket. That's where the water went. I wondered. No! Get off my roof!
There are now 2 holes in my roof that I need to patch up.
I think there's about to be a fire on my roof, judging from how things have been going.
Okay, luckily stone brick is pretty blast proof. The creepers
Joe?
did not do too much damage.
Why did I just hear flint and steel go off? Joe? Joe?
It's too early in the world for this crap.
Oh my god, Joe's flooded my world! No! My flowers!
No,
Joe, it's too early in the world for this.
If you flint and steel like cobblestone or like other things back like in the old days like this, it'll still sometimes make the sound of like burning. So it sounded like I actually like was burning something. Like, shoot, did I accidentally set the wood on fire underneath
I
the
thought
cobblestone?
you did on accident.
I thought I did on accident because I'm sitting here trolling.
Like, I knew you would have done it on purpose. But there was that part of me when, uh-oh. Why do I hear, oh?
I think Joe did it on purpose in the last BibleCraft world.
Yeah, but he thought we were destroying the world. In
Yeah.
his defense.
And while you were doing that, I spawned a warden in Bowder's house that I had stolen from Creative earlier that day.
I knew it wasn't from the actual warden spawner. You kept trying to say, oh no, I set up a spawner. No.
I did set up a spawner. No, I set up a spawner too.
Oh yeah, because you did a spawner with the spawn egg.
Yeah. And then, because I was originally going to do... You caught me while I was building a bat spawner under your house.
This isn't even my house that you're trolling. Ah, my water. Oh, hi, Nolan. Ah, I don't even know what to clutch with. I think I've officially lost the plot for this episode.
We all lost the plot for this episode, my friend.
All right, we'll end the episode here. Next week will be more coordinated. I think we're all a little fried at this point in the week. So thank you all for joining.
It's only halfway through the week.
That's all, folks. A bleeda, bleeda, bleeda. Do you like my Porky Pig thing from Looney Tunes? Bye.
Porky Pig?